I've done
story of every musician ever.
Hello, I'm Toby Tarrant, and we are here at London's Clapham Grand for something very special indeed. Radio X presents Nothing But Thieves with Barclaycard. It has been ages. It has been far too long since we last had live music, but now it is back. Unfortunately, social distancing and lockdown measures means we're unable to have an audience in here tonight, but nonetheless, we've got a huge audience waiting to watch this at home. The safety measures are in place. There's only one thing left to do. Let's rock and roll. Nothing But Thieves are one of the best bands on the planet. The new album has arrived. It sounds incredible. And tonight they're doing something special. Some specially arranged versions of their songs just for us. And I can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, Nothing But Thieves.
Down in the neighborhood, and I understood. Spiritual hand, what I can't shake. You're scared of more that I can take it. And it's restless, disfigured place. We only got each other. Away. Everybody's going crazy. Can't get through to you lately. We're so hopelessly faded. Is anyone else feeling low? It just can't be me only. Losing our cool so slowly. It would feel so good to stay out sometime. It would feel so good to make you mine. Thought we're not ourselves, 'cause I know well. Yeah, I'm ready now to have a change of skin. The day doesn't set, the world just spins out, and this one that sent us to place. We only got each other. Sky's coming down, and it's strange when heaven's on my side. Yeah, everybody's going crazy. Can't get through to you lately. We're so hopelessly faded. Is anyone else feeling lonely? It just can't be me only. Losing our cool so slowly. It would feel so good to stay out sometime. It would feel so good to make you mine.
Hello, I am Toby Tarrant, and we are down at the Clapham Grand in London for a very special event. Radio X presents Nothing But Thieves with Barclaycard, and this is going to be very, very special indeed. Live music is back. It has been away for far too long, but it is back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, speaking of Nothing But Thieves, here they are. Hello, Nothing But Thieves. How are you guys? You well?
I'm good, thank you. How are you, Toby?
I'm very well, guys.
Boys
Thank you very much.
We're all good.
You're all good.
All right.
You're good.
Yeah.
Joe's good. Dom's good. Connor's good. This is good. Connor, first of all, explain, what are we doing here? What's happening? How's it all going to work?
Well, we are doing a live stream show. We are on this lovely big stage. We obviously plan to have a few people here, but we can't now. But we're going to have the best time possible through the internet, like you said.
Actually, it's not the best way to enjoy the internet.
It's second best.
Yeah.
YouTube and other
YouTube.
stuff. There's other stuff.
Funny cat videos.
Close second.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this is the second most fun you can have on the internet.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely agree. Completely agree. We must talk afterwards, actually. Now, you've done a bit of practice of this. You've been doing your own gigs online. How weird is it to perform without an audience there? Dom?
Oh, go on.
Well, I'm going to pass this one to Joe.
Thanks, mate. It's
Joe, I'd love to hear your opinion.
Thank you. It's not good for the ego. There's no applause, no screaming. For our shows, we had like applause and sort of whoops and stuff on a keyboard and like John Cena sounds and stuff.
Just to keep us entertained.
Yeah. But it's something. Like we've missed music loads, so I miss going to gigs. So to be in a venue as well is amazing.
You do tend to lose yourself once you start playing anyway. So it feels like you're at the gig anyway. We just enjoy playing so much that it will just come out tonight as well.
I guess it's going back to your roots, isn't it? It's kind of how it all started out, because when you first started...
Playing to no one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We did that a lot.
Yeah. Still do some places.
How much have you missed playing live?
Massively. I think I didn't quite realise how much it's a part of my system until we couldn't, because we were obviously on the rat race with it constantly for the last 7 years. So I think we all kind of relished the break in a way. And then 6 months passes and you're like, oh my God, like I need to sing like Annie. Whatever.
Out Freddie.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. So I really, really miss it so much. You don't?
No, I've got other bits and bobs on at the moment. A lot of DIY to be done.
You're a busy man. You're
Yeah.
a busy man.
I'm still getting through that, but next year at some point,
maybe do.
Hit me up if you want to do a gig.
What does Nothing But Thieves in lockdown look like? Because like Connor said, you guys have been, touring and putting out albums so long. So Joe, I mean, have you like the rest of us, have you been watching Tiger King at home and playing FIFA in your underwear?
Did all that, completed Netflix, done that.
Yeah.
Tiger King feels like a lifetime ago.
It does.
Oh
That was this year.
God.
That's mad, isn't it? Well, I think we all did a bit of self-discovery. I think you take the time to do it if you've got the time. And I'm like done with that now.
Yeah.
Consider me self-discovered.
I found myself.
I
don't like it. I'm going back to where I was
back to the
before.
road. Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I've done
Story of every musician ever.
there's a popular supermarket that we can't mention names because there's loads of different supermarkets that you can
they're
buy
all
stuff
brilliant.
from. And they're all great, equally as good. But
You mentioned YouTube, like the biggest tech company.
and there's also some, this supermarket, we've got an amazing wine deal on at the moment, and Joe and I have basically gone, we're going into a month of lockdown, let's get some wine, and then we'll wake up at the end of it. While drinking responsibly, I must add.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Thanks for doing all the T's and C's so I don't have to, by the
That's
way.
all right.
I really appreciate it. It's quite reassuring, I guess, because I've never been stood on stage with loads of adoring fans singing my songs back at me and stuff. It's quite nice to know that you've done the same lockdown that the rest of us have done. Have you Zoom quizzes? Have you done a Zoom quiz, Connor?
We did them together. Again, you don't realise how much of a family you are until you've got 2 weeks off each other. So literally the first sort of 3-4 weeks, we were doing Zoom quizzes together. And it was lovely until it was a Zoom quiz, you know what I mean? Until everyone got bored. So we did, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
It was good. It was fun. And then we stopped because it got boring.
Yeah.
Fine.
Like, you've noticed no one's doing them now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
If you are like, come on, who's enjoying that at this point? Like,
But to be
Note to
honest,
self, cancel my Zoom quiz I had lined up on Saturday. It's a no from Dom. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
People don't know much, need a whiskey crutch to think of something new. Hey, you watching me, looking through a screen. I'm in front of you. Sometimes the days they feel so long. Yeah, we all live under the same sun. So I had my head up against the wall over and over and over and over again and again. 'Cause I don't wanna be like them. I had my head up against the wall over and over and over and over again and again and again. People piss you off, some you say you love, those you call a friend. Walking through a crowd and you look around and see there's no one left. We live and then we die as one. Yeah, we all live under the same sun. So I have my head up against the wall over and over and over and over again and again. 'Cause I don't wanna be like them. I have my head up against the wall over and over and over and over again and again and again. I left my heart in Amsterdam, where I could dream and nights were long. And left my heart in Amsterdam. I hit my head against the wall. Over, 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 again and again and then over, 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 again, again and over, 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 again, again and over, over, over. So I had my head up against the wall over and over and over and over again and again. 'Cause I don't wanna be like them. I had my head up against the wall over and over and over and over again and again and again. I left my heart in Amsterdam. I left my heart in Amsterdam. I left my heart in Amsterdam. I really need that feeling back. Oh, we winged that really well.
Genuinely, there's been a lot of talk about it, and venues have been struggling, and people mentally have been struggling. How important is the return of live music for yourselves? But it sounds ridiculous, for the world right now. How important is that next year? Dom, how much are you looking forward to that?
I think I find myself listening to music more than ever, actually. And I think that's probably because, one, we haven't been playing it, and two, we haven't been able to go to gigs or festivals. So I've kind of sort of sought solace in that. And I think that's why it was an exciting time to release a record over lockdown and over this pandemic, because people have been finding that sort of respite in music and that comfort. And we've discovered a lot of new music over lockdown. But I think through that, you start finding bands and music, and it reminds you of what live gigs are. And you're like, I would love to see this live, I can't. And you're sort of looking at your watch going, come on, get that vaccine out, which you've got some good news about, hopefully. So yeah, it is a bit like just waiting to get hit the road again. But yeah, just miss it a lot.
I completely agree. I feel like I had so much time to listen to albums in their entirety. Nowadays, it's, with all the different ways you can listen to music, you listen to a song there, but listening to albums in their entirety in lockdown is one of the positives. I guess that leads on to you guys. Obviously, you put the Brilliant album out, which got a huge reaction, which I'll ask you about in a sec. But how much of that album was done pre-COVID, pre-lockdown, or did you find with the spare time, are you sitting on a mountain of material that you can kind of play around with next year at all?
We did the entirety of Moral Panic before. We had it recorded basically this time last year, I think, roughly.
Yeah.
November-y. So yeah, it wasn't it wasn't planned to be like, let's do some songs right about COVID on the spot. It was, an element of, I don't know, it fit in better now in a sense because everything that we were writing about the veil has been pulled off even more, I'd say. It feels that it fits in more now because the topics we were writing about were happening then when we were writing it then. And yeah, now we've been churning out stuff just for fun, really. When we could meet up again during that kind of that mid-lockdown break between the lockdowns.
The fun time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We got together, which was really nice, and we'd all been writing by ourselves just for fun. And then it's been really good. And I guess because we've had no real pressure, it's been some good stuff, some really kind of experimental stuff again. Always changes.
We're kind of still in that headspace as well, Moral Panic, because we wrote an album called Moral Panic, and then there was a Moral Panic.
Exactly.
So now even the stuff we're writing now, we're debating what we're going to do with the material because it kind of feels in a similar world. So we're sort of thinking
Figuring
about that
it
now.
out.
I don't know yet. We'll see what happens next year.
When you guys did meet up, I guess it was a bit like that when you were a kid and the summer holidays came to an end and you all got back to school and you all compared notes. Did you walk into the studio and Joe, were you going, oh, guys, I've written all of this, or I've come up with a few ideas over here, and Dom's got, oh, I've written some stuff over here. Did you have a load of ideas ready to go?
Yeah, I mean, that happens most of the time anyway.
Yeah.
I think we write separately, but only a little bit. I think we sort of spawn ideas, and then the idea comes to fruition when we come together. I think the song just comes out better that way. So we're always doing that, but this has been a good opportunity to do that.
And it's been fun and something to do because we're supposed to be on tour properly. And we can't.
Well, seeing as you called your album Moral Panic and then there was a Moral Panic, your next album, can you give it a happier title, please? Yeah. Can you just say like Huge Adorable Kitten Invasion or something? If it's going to happen.
It needs to be slightly uplifting. I mean, we did, to be fair, we tucked in a few there was a light at the end of the tunnel within the album, and it was important for us to do that because a few of the songs are quite dark at times and quite quite honest and I think we needed that sort of hope because otherwise you're listening to it going, God, this is bleak. And you want to listen to it and go, this is bleak, but there's also this and I don't feel so bad at the end of it and I'm not crying anymore.
Well, the album got a massive reaction. So first of all, thank you for putting it out because it was much needed. Like you said, I think the timing ended up being pretty perfect for a lot of people.
Yeah, strange.
I've been obsessed with the album. I've been banging on about it on my show. The Radio X listeners have been obsessed with the album. How pleased have you been with the reaction?
Really pleased. I think because normally you'd find out the reaction when you tour. So when we did the last record, we put the first single out. I think we went to this first little show and they knew the song or knew the words to Amsterdam better than we did. It was weird. So you can kind of gauge reaction that way. So to not be able to gauge it via an audience was strange. But just seeing it all align and obviously seeing it digitally, we've really seen a really strong reaction to this. I guess more so than you ever expect. We're not, we never expect anything to happen with it. We write for ourselves in a sense. So it's always incredible that it connects to people and it keeps growing. So. We're just happy to be here, to be honest, mate.
Well, it's very nice to have you here.
Very honest.
It's true.
It feels from the outside looking in, like this album, you guys have maybe stepped up a notch. Maybe it's further reaching than ever before. It feels like, you're not a small band anymore. You're nothing but thieves. Has it felt like that from the inside? 'Cause from the outside, it's definitely felt like that.
It's probably like an element of feeling like you've grown in your taste and your ability and writing and what we love to create as a band, but I wouldn't say it's like a pressure because you often get told with each album that comes, especially album 2 and 3, that the pressure is more than ever. But I think we just get excited. We feel like we've learned more things that we want to try and integrate into our songs, and it's just an exciting and creative space for us. And it's because we're all on the same plane and we have the same opinion on what we think is good. It makes life a lot easier. I can imagine it's been quite rough for bands who, one of the writers likes this and one of the other writers like this. It's not really like that for us. So it's, like I say, it's just good fun. And, Yeah, we feel like, I wouldn't say we feel like we consciously stepped it up, it just felt like we were writing the songs that we wanted to write on the last album, but we've just done it now, you know?
Give it 10 years, you'll hate each other.
Probably that. And also, the funny thing is, we'll probably hate the music that we've written, because I look back at other stuff and I go, oh, do you know what, we've kind of outgrown that, or we would have done that differently now. But I think that's why that's sort of seeing your own development. When you look back at stuff that you've created before and you go, oh, we may have changed that a little bit, or, you know, your taste changed. So I quite like that part of it.
Joe, I'm going to target you because I reckon I can break you and you're the weakest. 2021.
Yeah.
What does that look like for the band? What can we expect from Nothing But Thieves when it's hopefully a whole new world again?
I don't think I'm going to... We're playing the O2, so that's good.
Yeah.
There's nothing else announced.
No, there you go. I mean, I'm hoping we can do festivals. It really depends on the time, doesn't it? We've got a lot of songs, new songs to play, and I think because we did these stream shows, we sort of worked on some live elements, like we added jams and sort of, as Don was saying, because our old material is kind of feels a bit different to us now, we're in a position where we can change the songs up a bit and maybe do like new versions of our own material, which is quite cool. So I think that's what we might look into for when we can eventually tour again.
Awesome. Well, we very much look forward to tonight, and we very much look forward to seeing a lot more of you next year. And like I say again, genuinely thank you for the album. I know it sounds like, but thank you for the album. It came at the perfect time when we were all losing our minds. It was a brilliant album. So thank you so much, and looking forward to tonight, guys.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers, no worries. Thank you very much. Nothing But Thieves. You have been watching Radio X Presents with Barclaycard.
Took a breath, let it go. Felt the moment settle so I couldn't wait to tell you why I'm standing here with this awkward smile. And that's because I could drown myself in someone like you. I could dive so deep I'll never come home. I thought it was impossible. You make it possible. Love is things, and then at last, at every beat, I'm about at heart. A sudden joy, a tender kiss. I know I'm gonna die of this, and that's because I could drown myself in someone like you. Told me and I think they're right. There's a change, I swear that I feel it so. But I feel it though. Somebody told me and I think they're right. There's a change, I swear that I feel it so. I feel it so. I could drive myself in somewhere like you. I could dive so deep I'll never come out. I thought it was impossible, but you make it possible.
Thank you so much. We've been Nothing But Thieves. See you soon. Thank you.
Radio X.